I think people don't know how hard it is to outgrow a version of yourself you didn't even know you were holding on to. You don't laugh the same, you don't speak the same. Some of your things are no longer of that much of an interest to you as they used to be before. And it's not always a glow up. Sometimes it's just silence, distance, and a thousand goodbyes. And growing up feels like grief because no one told you how often you have to bury things that feel or that didn't have any form of closure. Like the friendships that ended in confusion, moments that felt so unreal and that slipped away without a reason, and versions of yourself that you had to kill because they kept shrinking to fit space that never fit you back. And there's a kind of loneliness that hits when you're evolving because no one really claps for silent growth, like the type where you don't post about it, the type where you're not becoming a new person, you're just undoing who the world made you to be. And I used to feel so guilty from drifting away from people. Now I don't because I realized some people only liked me when I was convenient. They only wanted me around when they needed me around, when it was convenient for them for me to be around. And that is not a shame or an insult to me. It is just a stupidity on their own part because I know that I give my 100. I know that when I'm there for somebody, I'm there like 247. When you need me, I'll be there. So if you cannot see that, or if you use that to a certain advantage that pleases just you, then I just automatically walk away, not out of hate, not out of guilt, not out of like anything. I just walk away because I do not want to be in a place or in a situation or with somebody that doesn't want to be with me. And it is so difficult sometimes, especially when you really, really saw potential in the person. And it's like, to me, I just feel so bad in myself in the sense that why do I always have to see the good in you when we're together or before like we're together or during the process of us being together or during the time of us being together, but you only see the good in me just when I have left, or you only see my value just when I have left. I stayed because I saw your value, but you literally had to chase me away, or you literally had to make me to go before you see my value, and that is not the kind of person I want to be around with. And it's funny why people should like you or should want to be around you just when it's convenient, when you're emotionally available for them, just when you're agreeable, when you agree to everything that they say. And the moment I got quieter, that at that point they disappeared. And maybe that was the whole point. Maybe that is the whole point. And it's just funny to me when I see people romanticize growing up, and I get where a lot of us are coming from. It's a great thing to grow up. It's an amazing thing to grow up because you don't want to stay in the same position or in the same state forever. You don't want that. And growing up just opens up like new chapters of your life, of yourself. But growing up is never easy. It's not just a magical chapter that you can like automatically just flip over and everything just becomes perfect. Who you were yesterday is no longer who you are today. The fact that you were crying yesterday, if you decide to automatically grow up, all of it is just going to disappear tomorrow. This is not what it feels like. And I am so tired of people romanticizing the entire idea of growing up. And like, I get it. Again, it's a beautiful thing, but like when you want to talk about growing up, I wish a lot of people would talk about the dark side of it or the behind the scenes of like the growing up, especially on social media. When you see a lot of girls and they're like, they show up their growing up process, not necessarily glow ups, but like, I don't know if you understand what I'm trying to say. And we just like feel so bad. It's like you're not growing up enough, or you don't have that much opportunity or something like that. Whereas that's not the case. Everybody has what they're going through, and we just like to talk about just like the good side of it. And it's okay for people not to want to open up. It's okay for people not to want to talk about their past. I'm not saying talk about your traumas if it's going to trigger something, but like at least we should make or create more awareness, especially for the younger girls growing up. I want you to know, if you're 13, 14, 15, 16, however old you are, 25, okay, you are deserving of 100% love. And growing up is never just going to be some perfect chapter. It's a day-to-day process. And with growing up, there's a loss of familiarity that comes with it. There's this weird ache that you just realize that you're never going to be the person that you once were, and that's okay. That's the entire beauty of growing up. And this is just such a not talked about category or topic that a lot of people just like walk past. And no one really warns you how disorienting it is to become someone new while still being expected to function and to act like the old version of yourself or to act like someone old. Like, how exactly do you explain to people that you do not relate to your own past anymore? That you're not trying to be distant, but small talk exhausts you now. And that showing up for everything makes you feel more empty and not connected. I remember being 7 and thinking that when I would grow up, I would have my own phone. I would literally imagine myself being my own person, buying my own food, like literally doing my hair how I want. And being in that position now where I can do like all that, there's just a lot of days where I even don't even have the interest to literally look at myself like in the mirror and want to even make myself up. It's just like there are a lot of days where you're just wondering what your entire existence is, and your life just start going in a different direction than you planned and than you imagined, and everything is just like down the drain. It just feels like down the drain. And there's just so much beauty in that and in growing up, because thinking about it now, there are a lot of times when you think about the challenges that you've been through. There were days where you were like, you do not know if you're going to make it past through this day. And look at you now. We are not grateful enough to our own self as to how far we're pushing. Your body is moving, your hands are working for you, your mind is thinking for you. Like, you are alive, healthy, and strong, and that alone is a gift beyond all imagination. And the parts of me that I don't miss, like I literally do not want those parts of me back. And there's still tiny parts of me that I'm still grieving, not because I wanted those parts of me to be forever, but just because it felt so familiar. And we do a lot of the times we do not want to get out of our comfort zone, or we do not want to go out of where we feel most comfortable, because we are so familiar with where we are and our surroundings that we're just like, I'm gonna just stay here, just be right here. Like, whatever wants to come is going to come and find me where I am. And that is not how life works. That is not how the universe works. You have to, at some point, at every breaking point of your life, literally just close your eyes and take one step forward and be like, okay, like, I'm literally keeping this person behind. I want to like open a new chapter for myself. As difficult as it might be, I'm taking this journey by myself, and I know I'm going to work through this journey. And I used to think growth would feel really, really good. I would feel so confident and all the likes of that. But sometimes it just feels like sadness, but in a prettier outfit. And you just realize at some point that you've outgrown the people that used to feel like home. You've outgrown habits that used to be your 247. They just feel so strange to you now. That is to tell you that you are no longer in that chapter of your life that you once were. And it's not because of some magical reason, it's just you deciding to grow and like life just changing the roads for you. And sometimes you look in the mirror and you don't even realize like who you're looking at. You don't recognize who you're seeing, and you're like, who is she? But not in a cute kind of way. In like a, who is she? When did I become this person? And the way we're taught to be soft, to be nice, to be digestible, and then we realize that softness doesn't always protect us. And most of the times it's a very, very, very thing that is used against us. And growing up feels like grief because you lose a lot, and you lose the illusion that everyone you love will love you the same. And that is such a heavy and hard pill to swallow. It's like, I know that I am giving you my 100, and we just like to believe that they themselves, they're also giving us like 100. And majority of the times, our love that we have for certain people, no matter what form of relationship it is, whether platonic or whatever, that is what is holding the relationship. It's like you think that the person is also giving enough love to hold that relationship, but it is solely dependent on you and how much effort you put. And the moment you stop giving that effort and you're just like, let me sit back and see how this person is also like going to react to it, or this person is also like going to try to strive for this relationship, You just realize that they step back or they walk away or they end things with you because from the very beginning, it was always you. It was always you, and you just wanted to believe that they felt the same way about you, and that is such a heavy thing to swallow. But that's okay because you're being a genuine person, you're being very, very honest, you're giving your 100%, and maybe you're giving it to the wrong person, and that's something we do not always think about. And after certain experiences, you're just like, you're giving up on so, and you're giving up on that. And sometimes it's like, no, you were just giving your energy to the wrong place. Take your time, heal yourself, and God is going to send you that person that will multiply your efforts and will make you feel seen, heard, and understood. And as you grow, you learn who really sees you and who sees what you can give them. And sometimes you don't even recognize the version of you that tolerated so much just so that you wouldn't have to let that particular bond go, or so that you wouldn't have to be alone. And you're like sitting back and you're like, how did I even allow someone to see so much of me? And how did I give someone who wasn't ready or who wasn't capable of handling me and my entire being and emotions? How did I give them my 100% and let them play me the way they did, and I still stayed? And I'm not ashamed of that girl. She was just trying. She didn't know better. She believed and she had hopes. And she was very, very optimistic. But the difference is, I do now. I do know the difference between giving my all to someone or to people who don't deserve it, and giving my all to people who deserve it. Like, I can distinguish between people who are genuine, not always 100%, because trust me, baby, people come in their different shades and colors with your different masks. You can never be 100%. And growing up, you do realize that not everything or every person that comes into your life has to be like a bad lesson. I try not to take people that come into my life and leave as a bad lesson. It's always like it is a lesson. And I am grateful that you came into my life because now I know better. I know that I have to look out for people like you, that I do not want people like you in my life. And if someone shows certain characteristics that are similar to what you're giving me, I should just pack my bags and literally leave before things are even getting like further. And it's like, I love you so much with all due respect. I literally do not want, especially if the person is the one ending things with you, whereas you've been giving your all and your 100%. You just look back sometimes and you just have to laugh at their illiteracy and like just their fear of emotions. And that is just how I like to look at it. You cannot handle someone being 100% genuine with you. So you just run and you leave and you go find someone who is going to sugarcoat things for you, who's not going to call you out on your things, on your BS. And that's okay, but I'm not going to be that person. I am not going to bend my back for you. Especially if you cannot reciprocate the energy, if you cannot go as far as I can go for you, I am not willing to stress myself on you. And knowing better means I move differently, I love differently, and I no longer shapeshift into comfort or shapeshift to fit a particular vibe or someone into my life who wasn't really meant to be. Sometimes because you want someone in your life doesn't necessarily mean that they have to be. And we're just so scared of doing little things that make us happy, like posting. You should not be scared of posting because the truth is, no one is actually watching as deep as you think that they are. And people are busy in their own worlds, in their own minds. And I show up anyways, not because it's perfect, not because I crave validation, but because it's real. And I'm finally done hiding what's real just to be liked, just for my energy to be reciprocated by someone or by people. And this isn't a sad story, it's just my truth. And maybe you feel it too, maybe you do not, and that's okay. And you are beautiful in yourself. Love yourself. Love the versions of yourself that only you can love before anyone can love that for you. Do not be at the mercy of anybody. Do not be at the mercy of anybody's affection. You are not in any debt. You should not be indebted to anybody. And growing up doesn't feel like grief, it just feels like power. Quiet power, the kind of power that doesn't need an audience. You and you alone know who you are, and you should love every inch of yourself.